A lot of people talking about the manga industry is failing, and they have a few alternatives such as going to YouTube, and it looks like no one has actually looked at why exactly the manga industry is failing, even though manga and anime continue to flourish and continue to be created, even in this day and age where Japan is really in a recession. So let's get some facts first. The manga sales in the United States have dropped 43% since 2007. That comes from the fact that borders collapsed, and that made up 1/3 of the manga sales in the United States. Even companies have gone out of business because of the borders collapse and less interest in purchased product. Central Park Media, Gokami, DC's manga imprint CMX, Tokyo Pop are just a few of the many companies that have gone out of business due to lack of interest in manga sales on books. Now, the sales of manga magazines were the traditional delivery system for manga in Japan. They peaked in 1995 and they've been falling ever since. Graphic novel sales have remained steady a little bit longer, but they've also been in decline. Now, Japan has been in a recession for over 20 years. Salaries have been going down since 1995. Revenues in book publishing have declined immensely, where even the porn magazine industry in Japan that helped to support non-porn magazines on life support at this current time. TV viewership is down despite no competition from cable or satellite TV. In fact, TV sales are down 73%. Gaming has also been hit while the salaries have been going down, since less people want to spend money on Nintendo games as well as Square Enix, which are the two major contenders, while I'm forgetting a plethora of others that compete for the gaming market. These are the two main ones that have been hit, where they are losing sales, and they've been continuing to lose sales even in America due to increased competition from the smartphone as well as mobile gaming in general. The only exception to all of this in Japan is the film industry, which has made 220 billion yen in sales, but it's aggregated around mega hits instead of supporting a wide diversity which it was once known for. Even some of the cultural theaters in Japan have gone down considerably, where they've had to be closed down or even gone bankrupt due to the fact that more people are interested in Harry Potter than what Japan was offering beforehand. But it is time for us to understand the times that we are in. In 2007, the Japanese company Digima founded the first free weekly manga magazine, Comic Gumbo. They hoped to fund it by advertising, product placement, and graphic novel sales. But after 48 issues, both the company as well as the magazine went out of business. Now, the major elephant in the room that no one seems to understand is that most Japanese publishers have no coherent digital strategy. The extra step of licensing manga in America has been made even slower due to the fact that the internet allows people to route around them. Various competitors have different licensing deals that impede on manga consumption in a legal manner. For example, Square Enix owns Full Metal Alchemist. Viz owns Shonen Jump in the United States. Now, the smart thing to do would be to put Full Metal Alchemist, which has a very, very dedicated fan base, into Shonen Jump. However, that's not the case because of the fact that Viz wants more money from Shonen Jump in order to put these together. In other words, Japanese publishers have way too much control over their quote-unquote product, and while they're fighting for control, people are finding different alternatives and making different choices on where they want to spend their money or where they want to spend their time. Other problems include the fact that Japanese manga publishers still rely on magazines to launch new titles, and the manga magazine model itself is obsolete. No longer do manga readers want to buy 400-page manga magazines when they only want 1 or 2 titles. So the obvious answer is to skip the outdated manga magazine formats and focus on higher quality buy-to-own graphic novels. In essence, people want to read One Piece while they may not be interested in the other 10 titles that Shonen Jump has. What do? They go to buy the tankobons, which are about this big, pay a little bit extra, and collect those. But even then, that model itself is no longer sustainable. You'll have a number of hits that are on one side, such as One Piece, whereas you'll have a lot of niche titles or smaller titles that may make more money in the aggregate, but they're not being pushed as strongly as, say, a One Piece in certain industries. The truth is, most publishers are unnecessary right now. The Japanese dirty secret is that most self-publishing has been booming, whereas the traditional models have not been doing as well. No longer do you need to be hazed by an editor that hates you. Instead, you can spend your time self-promoting, talking to readers, and then you may not have as much of a problem with piracy because you're sharing your work willingly and people are willing to support you with whatever money they have. It's more nowadays a patron art instead of an entitlement program where people seem to think that the publishers need to make money. Now, some of the people that are doing this would be Ken Akamatsu, who's trying to legalize out-of-print manga in the United States by putting it on his website to be scanlated. So you can scanlate it into German, you can scanlate it into English, you can scanlate it into Dutch, whatever you want to do. Basically, he makes money from the advertising on his website. He continues to do what he loves. People get to translate new manga, and they get to find new ways and new areas and new cultural aspects to share between Japan and the other culture, whether it's America, Germany, or wherever else. In short, manga publishers are pursuing a shrinking and aging market, but that's just a temporary solution. No longer will the book industry be here to support the rest of the manga industry. It's all moved to digital, basically. Does this mean that piracy should be illegal? I don't believe so, but it shows you that there continues to be a demand for new anime and manga, but people are routing around the people that are inefficient at it. It's a bubble of Japanese inability in giving consumers what they want, and overall, they have a reduced capability to continue a consuming culture. Less people have less money to put into the economy to buy overpriced goods. So despite the decline, people continue to create new manga and new anime every year, every month. Even now, there's about 30 new anime that are out, just found, consumed by Americans or wherever else you need to go. My final analysis, the market has just shifted thanks to the internet. Legal alternatives will continue to dominate, but only if the industry stops trying to control it. As you can see with my Viz example, they're not very good at controlling the market. Instead, what they should do, team up, put out the books. If people like the books, they can find new anime that way. Piracy basically tells you that there's unmet demand, in my view. In my view also, DVD sales will continue to decline as manga and anime continue to flourish on the internet. And even if piracy made every manga free, there will continue to be interest in new anime and manga. Not because people want to share it, people want to show what they love and don't like, or what's a good one, what's a bad one. People will continue to share despite no profit motive in piracy. But that's just my opinion. You should understand the reason that I put so much of my analysis into piracy is because I believe people don't understand it. People don't understand that piracy is actually a good thing by showing where there's unmet demand, and if you are smart to it, you can actually find good alternatives in terms of making you money or making your publisher money in that regard. But as we go along, if you notice here, you'll also see similarities between the recording industry as well as the movie industry, and that's something that I'll be bringing up a lot more in the near future. But that's all I have for now. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you liked it, I'll be making more in the future. Take care and see you next time.